Myrna was one of the Pitt's recurrent patients and appeared in almost every episode of the show, but why she was in the hospital and handcuffed was not revealed until later in the show. Part of what makes the Pitt such a great medical drama is the level of realism that the Max series managed to achieve, especially compared to similar shows. The Pitt has been praised by doctors and nurses for how it portrays what it is like to save lives in an ER, and that includes dealing with patients amidst a lot of challenges. It is not uncommon for emergency rooms to have recurrent patients, either because said patients are coming back to complete their treatment or because their condition ends up bringing them back to the ER almost regularly. This is why Dr. Robbie and everyone else who had been at the hospital for a while seemed to know a couple of patients very well. One of those patients was Myrna, who was, for some reason, handcuffed to a chair for most of the show and had to be watched over. Myrna is in the Pit for seizures. Myrna's condition was hinted at in episode 15. Nurse Dana Evans, Catherine Lanasa, giving Myrna, Jeanette O'Connor, a hug in the Pit Season 1 EP 10. Image via Max. The Pit's realism and tight story come with a few caveats, one of which is not being able to give us all the answers right away. For example, we only learn why Myrna is in the hospital in the Pit Season 1 finale when they finally find her. Myrna disappeared once the hospital started to receive the victims of the Pitfest shooting, which was dangerous because she was at risk of having seizures again. It is unclear what Myrna's condition was, but the fact is that one of the reasons she was being watched over all the time was that she could have seizures. The doctors and nurses who were taking care of Myrna already knew why she was there, so it makes sense that the Pit never had any expository dialogue about her condition. Myrna is likely handcuffed due to a criminal history or being harmful to herself and others. Myrna had to be watched over. The Pit does not give a definitive answer as to why Myrna was handcuffed. One possibility is that she committed a crime and needed to be handcuffed while being treated. Another option is that Myrna could be harmful to herself and others due to whatever condition she had, thus explaining why they were extra careful with her. Regardless, we know that Myrna spent quite some time in the hospital since she also knew Dr. Abby, who works the night shift. Given how the Pit has a clear show, don't tell style of storytelling, we might never know what exactly was up with Myrna, especially considering that Season 2 will take place almost 10 months after the first season.